how's this to start your week off with? Over 800,000 people have signed up for the MAGA rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma. All the while, Trump appears to be surging in the polls. 800,000. In this video, we're going to take a look at the massive outpouring of support for our president, not just in these record-smashing attendance numbers, but also in Trump's closing the gap with Biden, which is laying the groundwork for a Trump train steamrolling into November like we have never ever seen. You're going to absolutely love it. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you. Great to be with you as always. If this is your first time here at this channel, I post 2 videos a day analyzing current events, analyzing some super awesome conservative trends so that you can live in the present in light of even better things to come. We help you to think better so you can feel better. So if you haven't already done so, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. It'd be an absolute privilege to have you as a regular part of this channel, where each and every day we get to celebrate together the inevitable collapse of left-wing globalism and the unstoppable rise of a new conservative age. And if you allow me, let me tease you a little bit here. I'm excited to let you know that we have a major announcement coming next week. You're not going to want to miss it, so stay tuned. But we have some huge changes that are coming to Turley Talks that you're going to love. So make sure you stay tuned. Now, let's start with our video chat question of the day. Do you believe that the new MAGA rallies will be the biggest and best ever? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Are we looking at the most amazing and well-attended Trump rallies ever heading into November? Because if Tulsa's ticket requests are any indicator, we're seeing nothing short of a massive tidal wave of Trump support flooding regions across the country, and we've got the polls now to prove it. But first, Father's Day is coming up here, and you can now let Dad put floodlights anywhere he wants around the home or office without spending a fortune. The brand new ultra bright wireless floodlight with motion detectors makes it incredibly easy to light up all the dark spots in your yard. You can install it anywhere because it's wireless, and you never have to worry about buying batteries ever again because it's solar powered with a high-powered battery storage pack. It's equipped with motion detectors, and it becomes an entertainment light for the patio and the barbecue with a click of the button. And best of all, you don't have to spend a fortune to do it. If you click on the link below right now, you get a 52% off as well as free shipping. So what could possibly be better? So don't wait. Click on that link below or visit nightsolarlight.com and get Dad the perfect gift this Father's Day. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. We've got some amazing election news coming out over the weekend. We did a video last week on the return of the MAGA rallies, right? President Trump's campaign team did, in fact, announce the official return of his awesome Make America Great Again rallies across the country. Now, of course, the mainstream media, the Marxist media, the left-wing activists disguised as journalists, they're hysterical over this. The left-wing nuts over at the British Guardian are complaining, pandemic? What pandemic? How could Trump care about a major pandemic, the worst pandemic in the history of humanity, when all he cares about is his re-election? I mean, these are the same freaking media people who gushed all over the protests, the George Floyd protests, and his massive funerals. Yes, funerals plural. And they cite health officials concerned about Trump rallies who were just a few days ago applauding the protesters gathering together, right? This was celebrated by CNN. They jumped up and down when over 1,000 health professionals signed a letter imploring government officials not to shut down protests using coronavirus as an excuse. And so, as it turns out, Trump's watching all this. And, you know, he's looking at his campaign team and they're all like, let's see. We're watching CNN and MSNBC making total and complete fools of themselves as they're celebrating the fact that health officials support these gatherings, these protests. And so the Trump campaign said, all right, time to bring back the MAGA rallies. And that's exactly what they're doing. And they're billing these rallies as part of the Great American Comeback. The rallies are all about getting America back to normal, getting us back to work, back to action, and the rallies promise to be absolutely tremendous. Well, no one in their wildest dreams could have predicted just how tremendous the outpouring of support and enthusiasm for these rallies have been. Right after it was announced that the first rally would be in good old Tulsa, Oklahoma, get this, over 800,000 people signed up for the rally. Gang, 800,000. Now forget, do you think Biden could even, basement Biden could even hope to get a fraction of those numbers? I mean, I like the way Gateway Pundit put it. Joe Biden couldn't fill a high school gymnasium with supporters. He's suffering from a horrific enthusiasm gap, right? We talked about this. Trump has an astonishing 19-point advantage in voter enthusiasm. He crushes Biden 64%, 45%. And when asked who they thought would win the election in November, it was Trump in a blowout, 57% to 43%. In fact, it gets worse. Again, we've talked about this in other videos. But according to Scott Rasmussen's most recent polling, things are so bad for Biden, the presumptive Democratic nominee, that 1 in 3 Democrats want Biden replaced with someone else. I mean, if Biden is such a shoo-in in November, as CNN keeps telling us, why on earth would Democrats want a new candidate? Well, we'll get into the poll numbers in just a second here, but let that hit you. 800,000 people. What rock band could attract that kind of number? It's by far the biggest Trump rally ever by 10 times. And it's just going to kick off this election like never, ever before. Trump has more rallies scheduled in Florida and Arizona, North Carolina. So this is just going to be utterly amazing in terms of turnout and support. The energy is going to be like nothing we've ever seen before, with the voter enthusiasm being as high as it is for Trump. Now let's get to the polls. Zogby has Trump completely collapsing the Biden lead. They are now tied at 46% each. Now, I want to say something on the outset because I think this is very, very important for us as we go into the summer here. I know a lot of you have been concerned about the polling for Trump in the spring, and he certainly did have a couple of bad months. Actually, Rasmussen has him up in May, interestingly enough. His polling went up as we've been coming out of the coronavirus lockdown. The economy begins to recover as it's doing. But just to put things in perspective for you here, take a look at this. This is from 1988, in July of 1988. Mike Dukakis led then Vice President George Bush 55% to 38%. Remember that CNN poll that had Biden up 14 points, which every pollster has since said was ridiculous, but it's just typical fake news CNN. But look at this. This was an almost 20-point lead for the Democrat just a few months before the election. And what happened in November of '88? Bush won an electoral blowout. He won 40 states. You see, this is why Helmut Norpolt of Stony Brook University, who has the single most accurate election forecasting model with an algorithm that's predicted correctly the winner of every presidential election since 1912, he's reminding all of us that spring and early summer polling, it's not the most accurate predictor for who's going to win in November. In fact, spring and summer have a horrible track record, as the example from 1988 attests to. And by the way, Norpolt's algorithm gives Trump a 91% chance at re-election with 362 electoral votes. All right? So we need to keep these spring polls in perspective here. Nevertheless, now, we do seem to be seeing a trend growing in Trump's favor, which we should expect given Norpolt's prediction. Not only does Zogby have Biden and Trump tied at 46%, but check this out. When asked, who do you think is going to win regardless of who you're voting for, 51% predict Trump will win, 43% predict Biden. Again, it's an 8-point gap, and it mirrors that previous poll we talked about earlier, the Emerson poll, that found voters thought Trump would win by 57% to 43%. Zogby also has Trump's approval of 48%, very respectful. And and showing, and this is after some pretty depressing, horrible weeks. Now, if you blend these two events together, the overlapping of the latest poll surge that we see from Zogby and the massive enthusiasm of the MAGA rally in Tulsa, if we combine the poll numbers with the nearly 1 million people signed up to attend a Trump rally, we're seeing some major momentum beginning here that could utterly crush the Biden campaign. I mean, we may be seeing nothing less than a Biden whimper in just the next few weeks. It's really going to be amazing to see. We're going to have a lot of fun drinking liberal tears in the coming months. Now, before you go, you will definitely want to check out my latest video I just uploaded on the left-wing collapse in our nation's cities. Police are resigning in mass across the country, and now truckers are refusing to deliver life-sustaining goods, like food, to liberal cities. It's a complete and total left-wing meltdown. You're not going to want to miss this, so make sure to click on the link, and I will see you over there. God bless.